Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Here we are in Lincoln Park. We got a beautiful day here. We're in the upper 60s already, Fahrenheit. There's Fullerton. There's the Patricians. These co-op buildings. Here's the Mies van der Rohe building, 2400 North Lakeview. Hey, let's just head through the park here. Yeah, I missed the TikTok this morning, Chris. Yeah, no coat today. You got it. It's nice. Yeah, it feels great. Man, that Bulls win last night, it wasn't even on my radar. I knew they were playing the Lakers because people mentioned it when I went by the United Center on the Pink Line yesterday, and they were, somebody said they're playing the Lakers, and I guess that's the second time they beat the Lakers in the past week or so, or a few days. But that buzzer beater, man, that's half court there, that was amazing. And let me get the score here. Yeah, we're talking about the Bulls game there. Yeah, Josh Giddey hit that half court buzzer beater, and the Bulls were like losing like 15. They were down 15 at one point in the fourth quarter for them to actually have a chance. That's why it was so exciting, and the crowd went nuts. Hey, Prince, how you doing there? Jason, ECG, thanks for tuning in. Tony, how you doing there? Brian, yeah, Ireland, thanks for tuning in there. That's great. Julie Reed, Chris Schultz, and Chris Gustafson there. Thanks everybody for being in here. Yeah, the sunshine's nice. Yeah, it was raining about an hour ago. Notice the sidewalk and the streets are a little wet. I slept in this morning. I heard the thunder, and I was up early, and then I went back to bed and slept in, and we missed the TikTok live this morning, which is fine. I told people we walked so much yesterday. We were all around the south side for the Sox home opener and went to different neighborhoods down there. So I'm still cutting out the footage. I got so many more reruns to post. I want to post that Ghost Church Pilsen. We went through Bronzeville, Louis Armstrong's residence, and so I just made sure I posted some of the White Sox stuff first in Palmisano Park in Bridgeport. But we got so much more stuff to post. Here we got the first light green, yellowish, mustard colored looking buds here, the blooms on the trees. This is Lincoln Park, Chicago. We got 68 degrees. Yeah, as long as the winds don't kick up too much, we'll try to stream later this afternoon. So people don't freak out on TikTok. I know when I don't stream, I miss a day on TikTok, people start freaking out, which I guess is a good thing. People are actually looking for my content, which is nice. Yeah, it's Friday. Happy afternoon there. Yeah, happy Friday. Anita, how you doing there? Flower Strike. Thanks, Anita and Chris and everybody else. Taco, and I know Taco and Julie, Ernesto. Thanks to everybody that watched yesterday. And yeah, that was a great epic live stream there. We caught this. Well, we were just outside there. I had, as expected, I had trouble maintaining a constant live stream around Sox Park. That's why I probably didn't stay there as long as I wanted to. But we got some good footage of the band and the bagpipers and the fans there tailgating before the game there. We even went to some of the bars. Here's a cute little dog. How you doing there? Yeah, enjoying the weather. That's great. Yeah, people were pushing the strollers and enjoying the day. We got the whole weekend ahead of us. I know it might rain this weekend, but they got the Ultra Music Fest is going on in Miami, Florida this weekend, so I'll be live streaming that if it's raining. And it'll be good just to open up the windows, get some fresh air. Yeah, we'll head around the south or North Pond. This is the North Pond in Lincoln Park. Yeah, Ernesto, Chris. Yeah, the White Sox pitching. Yeah, they almost had a shutout. The Angels finally got a run in the ninth inning. So the White Sox. Yeah, let's talk about the White Sox. White Sox won their home opener yesterday, 8-1. Is that what the final score was? They were leading 3-0 most of the game, and then they got 5 additional runs in the 8th. That's great offense for the White Sox, and the pitching looked good. Yeah, they held the Angels to only 1 run, and it just came in the top of the 9th there. There's the Untouchable Crime Tour. See, the Untouchable Crime Tours, they go down Fullerton. It's going right over to the Biograph Theater. And then they head down Clark Street and go past the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, all the things that we walk by all the time. And here's the North Pond. Hey, I got spring fever. Look at these people in shorts and t-shirts. We're gonna have a upper 70 degree day. The wind will pick up, but we'll take it. I bet you people will be by the lakefront there. Yeah, Jen and Nick. Oh, did you meet Ernesto? You met Jen and Nick. That is awesome. Yeah, our friends there, You Should Eat, and Nick Kukin there. I saw they were live streaming. They were in the park there. It was dark. I'm glad they got the night slot there. You know, I know Nick streams later at night. I'm glad he was with Jen there. It helps, makes all of us worry about all the live streamers there, you know. And it's good to use the buddy system there. That's good. Hey, so here's some little green stuff coming up here. Yeah, let's walk around the North Pond here. We haven't went around here in a while. See, they got a bird garden. Here, let's walk. You can walk. See, there's kind of like a path here. You can kind of walk in these trees here. Got to watch. In the summertime, you got to watch for spider webs. But Nick, hey, thanks for tuning in there. Thanks for being on YouTube. And I saw you were on yesterday a little bit too, and thanks for streaming with Jen there. That is awesome. And see, you got to meet Ernesto. See, now I'm trapped. I went the wrong way here. It's usually over there where I walk through the trees there. I just want to show this. There's all different little side paths around here, their own paths. They kind of got changed around when they dredged this pond and redid it after the pandemic. But hey, we got the whole spring and summer ahead of us on the road there. Yeah, let's look into that there. I'm just overwhelmed. It seems like everything's speeding up here. All of a sudden, it feels like spring. We got the Bulls with a chance. I shouldn't get ahead. They're still on the bubble. They still might not make the playoffs. Let's see. Yeah, 10 to 6. The Cubs won 10-6. They beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. A lot of offense from our, they started on the road there. So that's the first win for the Cubs this season, because they already played 2 in Japan. That's good. So that's that. We'll chalk that up as a win there. David, Compton, California. Thanks for tuning in, David. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got other friends that tune in from California, different time zones, so it's still morning there. That's good. Happy Friday. Yeah, we're finally getting some California weather here in Chicago. We got almost 70 degrees here. Feels nice. Here's the bird, or the butterfly garden. I see butterflies in there. There's people are glaring at me because I'm filming the I'm filming the greenhouse there, and I'm not. Maybe they thought I was filming them. I'm trying to just film walking down the path here, crossing the bridge. Here's look at the daffodils. Yeah, usually when they're protected against the building, we're seeing the first daffodils here. I'm trampling the other flowers here. See, they got little paths here, and people are sitting on the bench here. There's the casting pier. It's a nice bridge here. Yeah, Damien, how you doing there? 7th seed for the playoffs. That is amazing. That just happened because they've gone on this win streak where they're stringing some wins together. Yeah, that's amazing. And they're I know it was, you know, people were worried when they made that trade, but I guess it's working out. Tony, how you doing there in ECG? Thanks everybody. And if I missed anybody there, Hubert, how you doing there? Cliff Dweller, yeah. Critical Mass, Daily Plaza, 6 p.m. Yeah, should be huge. Oh, I'll look out for that tonight. Thanks, Cliff Dweller. Yeah, at 6 p.m. Every once in a while we catch the Critical Mass bike ride. I used to ride in that. I mean, I'm talking too loud here. I used to ride in that like 15 years ago, before we had bike lanes. And I still am all for it. Every time we encounter the Critical Mass bike ride. What it is, yeah, usually around Daily Plaza, they start circling around there. Everybody congregates, rides their bikes from all sides of the city, southwest and north, and people that live downtown. And there's people that kind of organize it, that lead it. They pick a route, just like a motorcycle poker run. You know, you ever see motorcycles? They block the intersection and so everybody can stay in a pack. Well, the bicycles do this. Bicycles do this. And a lot of times they'll light up their bikes, have the tall bikes, and people have a drink or something, and you just cruise around the city. They pick a route, try to keep moving. It'll be hundreds and hundreds of people, sometimes thousands. I remember going down Michigan Avenue in critical mass, and it was blocking traffic, and everybody was honking. And there was a Lamborghini, it couldn't move, and we were like jerks. We were taunting it. And I'm sure it must have been frustrating if people stuck in that traffic. But how often does car traffic impede all the rest of us too, you know? So, yeah. Shoes on the other foot. Lorraine Boyd, Nisi G, Alvin. Thanks for tuning in. Michael Rodriguez. It's gonna be huge. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, the weather. Yeah, usually they do it the last Friday of the month, and if it coincides with a spring warm day, yeah, it's gonna be probably one of the larger critical mass for the bike ride. So we'll look for that later tonight. And see, the North Pond seems like it's down, like it's not. We're gonna get some rain this weekend, so maybe it'll fill up. It doesn't seem like it's as full as it should be. There's the Peggy Notebar Nature Museum. That's what we were walking by there. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Yes, we have a beautiful, and I can feel the coolness of the lake. I'm right. This is the time of the year where the western suburbs away from the lake will be much warmer. And then if you're near the lake, if there's any breeze off the lake, it's like you're next to a big block of ice. You feel the coolness. And that's why some people are carrying their jackets. It's just you're in between. Yeah, more rain on Sunday. Hey, you're right behind me there. Hey, Max, we'll look for you there. Thanks for tuning in there. There's the, look at that. There's the Sears Tower. So let's see here. We'll walk along this little nature path here. But I'm so happy it's Friday. I'm so happy we got the weekend ahead of us. We got spring and summer ahead of us. It's already shorts weather. The geese are out here grazing with the squirrels, foraging. This goes on all year long. I'll be looking for the tightrope walkers. Sometimes the tightrope walkers will stretch a line here between the trees. Maybe soon they'll start doing it again. And hey, there's some turtles. So this is a nature sanctuary, the North Pond, along with the South Pond. There's some turtles there. Let's see if we can get closer. So what do we got here? What's the date here? March the 28th. March the 28th, 2025. We got turtles already out in the pond here. Yeah, the rain. How you doing there, Charles? Thanks for the date there. Thanks for helping. Yeah, thanks for the good information, Ernest, and other people who helped me out with that ghost church and other information. People are feeding me information, and I'll post that. Don't worry. I want to make a nice post about the stuff we saw in Pilsen. We will probably make about 10 videos of the stuff we saw in Pilsen yesterday, and Bronzeville, and Bridgeport, and Canaryville. I was walking in Canaryville. How often does that happen? Look at the turtles. Hey, look at those turtles. That's their friends there. And look at these turtles. Yeah, they're all on the log. They line up there. They all line up. Every once in a while you see a snapper. The snapper turtle will be much larger. Let's see if we find Chonk there. Chonk is in the Wild Mile. Hey, there we go. See, there's it's looking towards the Lincoln Park along Lakeview. Lakeview becomes Sheridan. Yeah, we lost this tree. I remember this tree. It's such a shame. It was such a big tree that kind of provided shade here. It just didn't make it. We've lost so many trees. Anybody get affected by the storms last night or this morning? There's some turtles. Yeah, we were all over. Yeah, that's why I took the morning off there. I needed to rest my legs there. It felt good. I slept good. I did wake up at like 3 to 5. I was checking the stock market, and it's selling off today because What came out today? The inflation numbers are going up. I thought it was going to end on day one. I hate to be so adversarial, you know, but politicians are politicians. Politicians make statements all the time that they can't back up, both on the right and the left. People want to jump all over me, you know, and the president taunts us, I'm going to taunt him back. Why is inflation going up? You know, slap some more tariffs on us there. You see, go ahead, tank the economy. I know they want the recession to happen now so then they can get their precious tax cuts, you know, and I can't talk about it too much here. What's doing this to us? Corporations. Who gave us Elon Musk? Corporations in the stock market. If you don't like what Elon Musk is doing, we've enabled these people by just keep giving them money and everything we did after the pandemic to make sure the stock market came back. So all our 401ks, including rich liberals, which I fault too, and rich Republicans, made them wealthier than ever so they could influence their politics. So things got distorted. That's all I'm saying. There's too much corporate power. There's too much corporate greed. And it's unsustainable. So we got to get back to, yeah, that's great. Bring jobs back to America. I'm all for that. I'm all for inflation coming down. I'm all for making American jobs. Stop making red hats made in China and selling to people. You know what I'm talking about. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. I'm a hypocrite. They're a hypocrite too. They can call me a hypocrite. That's fine. I'll call them a hypocrite right back. So here we're going to enjoy the day here. I see there's some major protests coming up in April. They're snatching people off the street in Boston. Policemen unmarked with masks. I know it's bad that the criminals wear masks, smash and grabs. I'm not for gang members wearing masks. People don't like when I film them. They don't want. Police are doing the same thing. They're taking graduate students that are protesting, exercising their First Amendment rights. They're snatching them off the street and they're going to try to deport them. This is a person from Turkey. It was a woman from, you know, she was a pro-Palestinian protester. I don't have to agree with her free speech. This is not supporting Hamas. I'm against Hamas, but that's why it's important. We got vigilantes now that are acting like they're ICE, and if ICE is not marked, how can we distinguish from the real ICE from the people that just want to take the law into their own hands, you know? And I know people, people can fault criminals for taking the law in their own hands too. That happens too. I'm against that too. I generally support the police, you know, because we need the police in this city. I'm not for look how much defund the police hurt the left there. It was stupid. It was a stupid ideal that wasn't realistic. Here, let's look at the look at this nice view we got to. These are just my opinions. I know people pour over. I'll get a bunch of hate mail just for expressing my opinions. These are my opinions. I don't expect for anybody to agree or disagree with my opinions here. You know, I just gotta let me vent here. I appreciate it. Look at the skyline view here. Here's the North Pond. There they got this ecology of the North Pond, upland. Look at that. Look at that. So here, yeah, let's head over to Oglesby Hill. Here's the North Pond Cafe. How's everybody doing here? Sharon, veterans will march on June the 6th, D-Day, thanks to Cliff Dweller, celebrating the assault on fascism. Yes, thanks for mentioning that. I saw many videos. They said my grandfather fought fascism. Why are we supporting it in America now? And I agree with that. People forget history. And people don't know where authoritarian leads. These symptoms of authoritarianism, where the executive branch is weighing in on the judicial branch and picking winners and losers. And, you know, so, yeah. Let the games begin. We're not giving up on America yet. We're going to fight for our ideals here. And fight for our right to party. Here's some little blue crocuses. We've been seeing the little blue flowers as we walk home from work here. We'll go up to Oglesby Hill. What time we get here? 12:25. Welcome to Chicago. Here we're in Lincoln Park. Got about almost 70 degrees. I feel a little coolness from the lake there. And we'll get a nice view back to the Elks Memorial. Think of the Elks Memorial. The Elks were started by veterans of World War I. Fought the Kaiser, and then World War II they expanded it, fought Nazi fascism and Italian fascism. Mussolini. And what's fascism? It's the merger of government with business. Look at Richard Oglesby. He was a political figure in the 1800s here in Chicago. Yeah. Visit again this summer. That's good. There's Oglesby. I call this Oglesby Hill. It's like Blueberry Hill. But here you see you got a nice view to the North Pond. It's housing here. And there you can see the Elks Memorial. And they'll open that back up in April. They close it in the wintertime. After April, you can go there certain days. It's free. You can donate, but you can... I recommend anybody, if you go to the Lincoln Park Zoo or the Peggy Notemark Nature Museum, if you just take a little trip further north, you can go to the Elks Memorial. You go inside there, and it's beautiful. And I knew this was going to happen. There's a pattern to the market where if there's a sell-off like today, it happens like right at lunch. Like we're hit the lows of the day, like right at lunch. So I got to make some trades here. What it is I'm selling volatility. So I had some bets that volatility would increase because I was suspecting that the inflation numbers weren't as rosy as the administration was portraying them. So I'm winning today. I'm making a small amount on my bets, and I got to make sure I sell into this because you can never tell how high it goes when the volatility spikes. The VIX is above 20. If the VIX gets above 30, I'll be really happy. And again, I'm not betting against anybody's 401k. I'm not actively short the market because that's a fool's game. I'm doing a side bet here. This is money I could stand to lose. So I'm just trying to make some money on the great casino here that's called the stock market. So here, 6. Hold on a second here. I got to do a trade here. I had 15 trades set up before I left, and it already hit over half of them. And that means I made profit on all those 15 trades, and I got to make some more because I'm greedy. But hey, the bulls were greedy, so I'm a bear here, and I'm going to make some money in this bear market that we're about to hit into. So hold on a second here. Let's sell here. Good. No, I got it. I did it wrong. I got to move this up. There we go. Okay, let's keep walking here. That's enough of that. Okay, again, Nick, yeah. I would have loved to short Tesla. I didn't have enough capital to do it because I don't have much capital, but I'm not actively short anything. I play the volatility ETFs. There's this thing called the VIX, the volatility index. It's based upon the movement of the S&P. It's a derivative. I don't recommend anybody do this. I do it as a side bet. I got 401k. I got a lot of money in cash now. I've already sold a lot of my, because I've gone through the Great Recession. People older than me, you remember there was a bear market in early 2000s. There was a bear market in 2008, 2009, it was brutal. There's inflation in our economy. There's also inflation in the stock market. We don't know what the true price of anything is now because the dollar's been devalued because of debt. It is true we have too much debt. The size of the government needs to go down. But if the size of government expenditure goes down, our economy will shrink because so much of our economy is government debt-based expenditure. I fault the Biden administration for that. I lean to the left. I generally support, I'm not MAGA. I'm more independent, but I do socially. I'm on the left on most of the social culture war issues because I'm a hippie, you know. But even the Democrats bought into the inflation in the stock market, and you know it didn't win them the election, you know, because us little people here at the bottom, who does inflation impact the most? People on fixed incomes, kids and grandmothers and single mothers and poor people. That's who inflation affects. People that are rich, they actually like inflation because why? Assets, housing, cars, stocks, bonds are all inflated, and their wealth goes up because that's how the system works. That's what the Federal Reserve does. And it's this great game here. Hey, thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, we're just checking out the Lincoln Park here, enjoying the weather. I'm eventually going to go up to the grocery store here, so let's head up into Lakeview. Hey, we'll go past the golden statue here, Alexander Hamilton. We'll go past the Goethe statue. And thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, I know. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all if eventually Trump fires Jerome Powell. Now, Jerome Powell, they tried to ask him that question again when he spoke at the last time the Fed, like last week when the Fed spoke. He dodged the question. He said, I already answered that. What he said, under the Constitution, Trump cannot fire the Fed chief. Trump's going to try. That's my guess. And the reason is Trump wants interest rates to go down, because in order for him to do what he wants to do with the tariffs, he wants to cause a mini recession, so the Fed has to lower interest rates so they can do more debt-based expenditure, and they can do a tax cut, and they can pay for the tax cut because they're going to shrink the size of the government. I'm taking the bet that they're not going to be able to recoup the amount that they cut from the government with tax revenues, because they're cutting the IRS. Rich people are not going to pay taxes. The poor people making payroll taxes are not going to have enough revenue to make up the shortfall. We're still going to have debt, and we got a major problem on our hands. They say we got a problem. I agree with them. You know, I'm just regurgitating some of the current administration's policies here. Here's Alexander Hamilton. As we look at the Alexander Hamilton, what was the great? Okay, remember Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson had a big debate. It was called the Hamiltonian-Jeffersonian divide. Thomas Jefferson was a wealthy rural landowner. He owned a plantation. He also owned a bunch of slaves. Alexander Hamilton came from the slave-owning Barbados areas of the West Indies. That's where he was born, but he was a bastard child. He was illegitimate, and so he came to New York City, came to the United States, and you watched the Hamilton musical. I know they glossed over a bunch of stuff. He worked for George Washington during the Revolutionary War, and then when Washington was president, Alexander Hamilton was part of his cabinet, and he said that we should create a city-based financial system, and we need to be in the international market and finance debt, and that's the system we innovated, which led to Wall Street, led to cities growing, building canals, railroads, the industrialization of America. Thomas Jefferson wanted a country of yeoman plantation farmers because he thought the virtue of the country was in the countryside. That was great, but a lot of those plantation owners owned slaves. So it shows you how what they thought was virtuous at the time, we don't think is virtuous now. And it was based upon extracting labor from people forced to work for you under violence. And if you don't think that there's any parallels to what's now, you look at the battles between industrialized labor and the battles for unionization, and they would use the police power of the state to do violence against labor unionization. And that happened in the 20s and 30s and 1880s and 1890s. Here, let's cross the street here. Here's the Elks Memorial. So when this opens up, we'll go back inside there. You see it's closed. They're actually working on the steps here. Here's the Elks Memorial here. Northern end of Lincoln Park here. This is up by Sheridan. Where Sheridan becomes Sheridan north of Diversey, south of Diversey, it's called Lakeview. They got these boulevard kiosks here. Hopeful and blessed. Preach. Thanks for listening, Cliffsville. I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. I'm glad I'm not alone in sensing some of this stuff. And all the people that bash me in the comments, I'm not talking about here on YouTube, I'm talking about TikTok. You know, they're buying into the propaganda, which there's propaganda on the left and there's propaganda on the right. You know, that's the backlash. Here they show about the boulevards here, the Chicago boulevards. Remember, we went over to Logan Square. That's really where they start. They go through the west side all the way to the south side of Jackson Park. Here's all the parks. Diversey Parkway was supposed to be a parkway, but it was already built out and they never widened it, so that part of the boulevard system was never implemented. Here's Drexel Boulevard. You can look all this up here, the boulevard systems here in Chicago connect all those west side parks. This is a neat scooter. You know, if I ever rent a scooter, I'll rent one with a seat. At least you can sit down. I'm not big on the standing scooters. I'm too top heavy here. So here we'll cross the street. So here's this is Sheridan. Yeah, let's head up this way. We don't often go up this way. We'll cross Lakeview here. This is the northern end of Lakeview, the Elks Memorial here. Look at that, neoclassical. It's just like a Roman temple. All these ideals here, the National Memorial and Elks, right, headquarters for the Elks. They got offices over there. This is Lakeview, south of Diversey. This is Diversey. They got a medical. Oh, let's get across here. I'm always lollygagging trying to get across. Hey, this is a Mies van der Rohe building. These two buildings here, they're very similar to 2400 Lakeview. This is up here where Sheridan begins, 2800. They got a pool at the ground here. Continental Congress to fund the first armed Marine service, U.S. Coast Guard. There you go. Thanks for the good information there, Cliff Dweller. That is awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. And see, that's that forward thinking, you know, planning. And yeah, Tesla's going to be hard because there's major billionaire investors like Ron Barone that have made billions off of the rise in Tesla stock, and they're not giving up on it yet. And so part of being a bear is you have to fight the bulls, and it's a pugilist sport. It's very, you got to have a lot of capital to withstand the short squeezes, because there will be short squeezes, just like, remember GameStop and all the AMC hype and all these meme stocks. That's why they went so high. The shorts had to cover, and then they went really high, and that's what happened. That's why Tesla went so high after the pandemic. Is a lot of shorts. People were shorting the stock after the pandemic, and they had to cover their shorts, which caused it to go higher. And the bulls bought more, and a bunch of public bought more, and it went way higher than it should have. And that led to Elon Musk being able to buy an election. And he's still there. He's still there dictating policy, even though he's an unelected official. Why do we allow anybody? I ask anybody on the right or the left. You wouldn't like it if somebody on the left, like George Soros, would be at the White House. They're just dictating policy. You would not like it. And the same with Musk. And Musk is a libertarian. He's not a true conservative. He doesn't give one. He's not a religious conservative. You know. Most of he's just in it for what he can get out of for his own personal gain. That's why I honestly feel true capitalist. The hell with the rest of us. We know what he really thinks about us. He laughs. He thinks we're all idiots, and he's probably right. Smarter than I am. If I was smart, I'd be rich like him. Here's yeah, we're heading up Sheridan here. Here's some of the townhomes here. There's a lot of mid-century modern stuff here. We've gone up here before. I don't usually walk up this way. Will Robinson, how you doing there, Doreen? Yeah, we're hitting it. We're hitting on all cylinders here. Fred, how you doing there? Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street. It was like a pump and dump, and it's still going on. Look at the headlines here. Why do I talk about the market? Because it affects our politics. The board of directors for GameStop just voted unanimously to take some of their profits and buy crypto. They're becoming a crypto shell company where, and some of Tesla's worth is because of Doge and Bitcoin as well. And GameStop, I think the value of their stock has nothing to do with video games anymore. It's just a meme stock that now is switched to crypto. So if crypto tanks, GameStop stock will tank. And the board of directors for GameStop voted for that because they probably profited. The stock went up after they announced that, and they probably sold some of their shares, which is a pump and dump. But the SEC is so weakened now, the Securities Exchange Commission, that so much goes on now that it's just outright, it's not in the public interest. And if there's another financial crisis, you'll be hearing a lot more about all this stuff. And then people will be like, where was the SEC when all this was going on? And the you know, FDIC, all these things that were created after the Great Depression. FDIC will not cover your crypto losses. They only cover banks up to a certain amount. And I think they raised it. But here, welcome to Chicago, welcome to Lakeview here. Here's these mid-century moderns. They were built in the 60s, I think. And you could tell, look at these townhomes here. Low-scale townhomes surrounded by high-rise condos here in Lakeview. And yeah, there's that Schwartzman building. We filmed that. That's a important mid-century modern. I'm getting warm here. It feels like a summer's day here. I should have wore shorts. This is nice. Yeah, those with the gold make the rules. There you go, Julie. You're spot on there. But, you know, it's a shame that we have to fight corporate power. It's like cutting off your nose to spite your face. It's like what we were talking with Fred about with Social Security. You know, if they shrink the size of, you know, giveaways from the government, our economy's going to shrink. That's why do people come up with this guaranteed basic income? It's socialism, yes, but it at least keeps people from living on the street, and people will buy stuff, namely food and shelter, and it keeps the money circulating around the economy. Why is the Fed so concerned about liquidity? They realize the more money in circulation, it greases everything, there's money to go around, but then you can print so much money, these are monies based upon nothing. We went off the gold standard that cause inflation, and then it undermines everything you were trying to do. So it has limits. It has limits with what they could do. And every time there's a recession and they print more money to get us out of it, it weakens our whole system. Because there's something wrong fundamentally where too much wealth keeps ending up at the top and doesn't recirculate. These giant piles of money. You know, Warren Buffett doesn't even know what to do. He has billions of cash just sitting there, he doesn't know where to put it to work. You know, he's waiting for a dip, a bigger dip. And if Warren Buffett's waiting for a dip, we all should be waiting for a dip. Here's is this Wellington? Yeah, this is Wellington. We're on Wellington here. Look at these apartments here. Hey, what a beautiful day. Pausing trades, yeah. Oh yeah, that's the worst. When sometimes the market gets so disorderly that look at this courtyard here. Look how it terraces up, and the nice like Indiana limestone that they used here. See, it's kind of like a interesting modern, almost art moderne, but it's I don't know what this is. This is I would just call this mid-century modern. See how it has the windows on the corner, you know. Frank Lloyd Wright would do that, and Schmidt, the architects of that period. Yeah, Lakeview's interesting because the density of the neighborhood changed, you know, and it became very multi-family, at least in Lakeview East here. Brutalist, yeah, it looks brutalist. I've seen brutalist worse than that, though. Usually brutalist is concrete. When I went to University of Cincinnati, we had an engineering building, and it was a brutalist. And it looked like an industrial factory. It was, you know, what I think of brutalist, think of Illinois, think of the University of Chicago at University of Illinois at Chicago, UIC. That is a true brutalist campus. You feel like you're in like, it could be built in like communist Russia. You know, it's all these blocks and concrete buildings, very, very stripped down. It was an extreme version of modernism that was just, you know, no ornamentation. It looked like a Pink Floyd album cover there, you know. Here's Wish You Were Here. That's brutalism right there. Welcome to the machine. It shows you architecture has an ideology behind it. You know, and modernism had an ideology, neoclassical and Art Deco had a philosophy behind it, an ideology, you know, deconstructivism, you know. Yeah, UIC, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it looks like a federal prison. That's the way to describe brutalism. It looks like a federal prison, you know, yeah. It's like we're all in the institution there, you know. But here, we'll head across here. Yeah, there's some nice buildings along here. Let's go up one more block here. Yeah, Lincoln Park Rehabilitation Center here. Look at these windows, how they undulate here. Behavioral lab. If you found the classroom, you got a piece of cheese. You felt like you were a lab rat being experimented on. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like to go to State College. I went to University of Cincinnati and I felt the same way. Can you believe in the 1990s we got our student ID? I think I still have it somewhere. And they would put our social security number, they would print it on our ID. So if you lost your student ID, there was your social security number printed on you. I think your student ID number was your social security number. That's how cavalier we were with social security numbers in the 1990s. You know, no wonder so many social security numbers got stolen, you know. But here, this is Pine Grove. We're at Pine Grove here, and we're north of Wellington. We're up by Barry and Pine Grove here in Lakeview East here. Look at the side. Look at that. So you got a garage. You got a coach house above the garage, and then that's a single family residential home. Look at the size. You got an attic, 1, 2, 3. You know, that's amazing. Maureen, how you doing there? Hope you're having nice weather here. We're 70 degrees here. It's finally feeling like spring, and we're gonna get some rain this weekend, but we'll take it. Hopefully the flowers will start popping out here. Look at this. Look at that porch. Let's look at this building here. So here's Barry. Barry's a nice street. You see, look at this whole block became in the 1960s became these dense multifamily, and it replaced probably buildings that looked like this. They changed hands and they went as high as they could that the zoning would allow. And so that used to be a house, and then they replaced it with that. So there probably was a house like that there. They tore that down and built that. And then these are the ones that remain. And then in the 1920s, they built that. And then these were built in the 50s and 60s. Different waves of development. Yeah, it's supposed to be cold on Mondays. I'll be able to film snow on Monday. I know, it's the up and down march. It teases us. We get a day like today and we're like, oh, we made it. And then we'll get to Monday and it'll feel all that much more colder because we've been teased with this warm weather. April's like that. April, you know, it starts turning green. You know, you got baseball, and if you're sitting at the baseball game there with your winter coat on, you're like, why? But hey, the Bulls, that was an exciting finish there, and they beat the Lakers there, and what an exciting half-court shot there in that game there. Let's see. Yeah, Josh Giddey hit that half court shot there for the Bulls. That was amazing. Look at this house. So I'm not going to go all the way back to Sheridan. We'll head back. We'll head over to Wellington here. Oh, Doug, did you see that? Doug, thanks for tuning in. I know you like Chicago sports there. Yeah, you follow all the so it was a good day. It was a good day for Chicago sports yesterday. The Cubs won on the road there. The Cubs beat the Arizona Diamondbacks. What was it, 10-6 or something? The White Sox won their home opener. We were at Sox Park there. We were on the outside, didn't go in the game, but we saw people tailgating. The White Sox beat the Angels 8-1, and the Bulls beat the Lakers. That's the twice they beat the Lakers in the last week here, few days, and it was a buzzer beater. They came back. They were down by 15 at one time in the fourth period, and they came it was what, okay, so they went ahead and there was like 8 seconds left on the clock, and the Lakers ran down, did a layup, went up by one point. It was like, you know, whatever, 116, 117. The Bulls had 3 seconds to inbound the ball. So Josh inbounded the ball, and they gave it right back to him. Hit a half-court shot at the buzzer. The crowd went nuts. The announcer went nuts. They'll be replaying that if the Bulls looks like they have a chance to make the playoffs now. Chris was saying they got a chance for the 7th seed, which is amazing. I know last season they had that 1-game playoff, and they lost. Look, the Bulls beat the Nuggets. They beat the Lakers twice. They beat the Indiana Pacers. They're beating some good teams. And I know we all were worried about them after that trade, but it looks like it's working out. So here, let's head past this housing here. This is on Berry Street. There's some bushes turning green. Look at that. Yeah, Chicago in the city here. Yeah, middle of the woods. Yeah, we're in the woods. Look at that. Look at those windows. Look at that tiled roof there. Look at this duplex here. See, they share a wall. Twins, they're twins. Yeah, there's some more of these apartment blocks. So, okay. If you just tuned in, we're in Lakeview. We're in the north side of Chicago. We're up in, it's called Lakeview East. Lakeview's a neighborhood north of Lincoln Park, south of Uptown. The street's called Berry. This is Berry Street. Yeah, how you doing? Brian Really Chicago, how you doing? Not too bad, thanks for saying hello. That's good.
I watch you.
Good, thanks for saying, hey, it is a beautiful day.
Gorgeous day
good.
in Chicago.
Happy Friday, have a good weekend.
Friday.
You want to give a shout out?
Shout out to Maddie.
Hey, good, that's great, thank you. That's it. Shout out to Maddie, that's good. So hey, thanks. She's just driving by. Now, we saw a few people at Sox Park yesterday, said hello. I don't know if I was able to record it because I was having a hard time getting a stream, and then they told me to get on the White Sox Wi-Fi, and I was on the Wi-Fi. That's how we got the band, and that's how we got the bagpipers. But then if I would walk out of the parking lot, I would lose it. So I tried to walk around the parking lot to show people tailgating, but it didn't work. That's why we just started walking around Bridgeport and went up to Pilsen, which was great. I will post the reruns of the Ghost Church on 19th Street there in Pilsen. That was amazing. And I found out some more information about it. And we'll go down there again sometime, because if we go to that place at night, Nick, did you see? I don't know if Nick's still on. There on 19th Street in Pilsen. It's kind of like in East Pilsen. There's a church where the back of the church is gone. I think some artists bought it up. It was completely. They saved the facade. The windows are gone, and they have this creepy artwork on the interior. And I wonder what that looks like at night. You know, we'll have to go down there for Halloween. It's called a ghost church. And they took the tower and they put like skylights in it. And here, let's keep going down here. Maddie got a shout out. Yeah, do you see that? Yeah, Maddie. I wonder if that was for Maddie. It was Chris. Was that for your dog? Does she know your dog? Does she follow you too? Or was that somebody she knew named Maddie? I don't know. I have to ask her. Yeah, you saw that, Nick. Isn't that amazing? It shows you how vast the city is. You know, you and Jen know it too. I run across stuff. I see stuff that you and Jen film that I hadn't noticed, and we walk by that stuff all the time. Isn't it amazing how you can walk in the same city and just see it from a different perspective and discover stuff that was always there that you don't notice driving in a car, or you have to walk down the streets and take the time. And I almost didn't go down that street. I saw the steeple and I was like, and I was there. I've been to Pilsen a dozen times, and I didn't go by that church because I just never walked down that street. I was like 1 block away the whole time. Look at the sunshine here. Yeah, Broadway here.
Hey, I've seen your
Hey,
live.
thank you. Hey, thanks for saying hello. That's great. That's awesome. There, choose your hero. What is this? What are they unloading here? Revolution Brewing. Okay. Oh, this is a microbrew. Okay, so we're doing some free advertising for their. Hey, put comic book characters on your beer there. Why not? So, Stephanie, thanks for tuning in here. We're nearing the end. I've been walking for almost an hour here, so I'll probably go up to I'll go up to Belmont and we'll turn around. We're in Lakeview here on Broadway, and I'm gonna stop at the Mariano's, pick up some stuff, and we'll depending on the wind. Usually I stream on TikTok. I missed it this morning because we streamed for hours. We walked 16 miles yesterday on multiple platforms, and I got so much footage to cut out. But we'll see what the wind. It's supposed to get warmer this afternoon, like up to the upper 70s. I would love to walk along the lakefront on TikTok, my usual time slot there. We got I like to stream the Ultra Music Fest is going on in Miami. You can find, I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube or Hulu or who's streaming it. I usually am able to get a live stream for free where I just watch the EDM music. Spring breakers, they're partying, all the beautiful people, they're partying in Miami. It puts me in a good mood. Reminds me of my 1990s rave days where we used to dance to trance music and all that stuff. A lot of big name DJs are there. And let's check out the Wild restaurant here across Broadway. So yeah, we're a block and a half south of Belmont. I'm not going to go up that way. Let's just show the people eating here in Wild here, the restaurant, Oscar Wilde's place here. And right on Broadway here. Look at this, is a great place. They open up the windows. You can sit outside here. Look at this wonderful restaurant here. And we'll just head. This is what we want to see, Broadway. We got the outdoor seating. I remember during the pandemic, they would close down the street completely. And we would sit out in the street, but you know, those days are gone, thankfully. And positive, negatives to everything. What's the wildest thing I did in the 90s? If I told you, I'd probably lose my account. I have to dance around the algorithm. I went to Burning Man in 2001. I saw Rage Against the Machine in 1997. Wu-Tang opened for him. That was an amazing concert. I almost got arrested for public urination. It was on a beach in California. And I still don't understand that. I was like, I tried to like go behind a dune, and the cops were there like they were like entrapped me. They were like waiting for people. I said, you seriously wait behind this dune for somebody to take a look? I said, what if I went out in the ocean and just went in the ocean? They said, you should have did that. And they treated me really bad. And I was like, I was trying to not be in the public. I was trying to go like behind so I would, you know, but I guess technically they got me for indecent exposure, so maybe that's on my permanent record. But I went to college in the 90s, so a lot of stuff. I used to drink heavily. Imagine what else we did in the 90s. You know, a lot of things that are legal now were not legal then, and I'm amazed we got away with half the stuff we did here. Old style. What is this place? Dram? It's called Dram. It's right next to Stella's. I didn't even know this. See, there's Friar Tuck's. Friar Tuck's is over here. They got like it looks like you go into a keg here. Hey, Stephanie, Damien, how's it going? Anita there? Yeah, Burning Man. Yeah, I can tell you some stories about Burning Man, but that was in 2001. I went there right before 9/11. That was a bummer because, you know, it peaks Labor Day before, and it was right before September 11th. But here, I'm going to go to Mariano's here. I got to use the restroom. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll be back on. If we're on later tonight, we'll be on TikTok. I might stream this weekend but it's going to be rain. It's going to be rainy. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks everybody that watched yesterday. If you want more of my content there on YouTube, go to the live tab. We got a 2-hour live stream yesterday. We walked through Bronzeville, Canaryville, went to Bridgeport Sox Park. That's where we ended up. We took the Green Line. Already 1,000 people have seen it. And then we did a bunch more on TikTok. So there'll be more reruns on TikTok. Have a happy Friday. Enjoy this weather. Thanks for tuning in. Watch Nick and watch Jen there. I guess you guys will be doing some more live streaming. And watch Nia and Keys. And Keys is posting content. Nia's posting content. City Walking Girl Jay. And Chris Presents. We saw this Gemini. I'm sure he's got a White Sox video on YouTube. So we'll check you later here. I'm going to go to Mariano's. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you later there. Yeah, thanks, Damien, Steffi, Carla, Julie, Reed, Ernesto, Anita, Damien. Thanks, everybody. Chris and Lorraine, Nick. We'll see y'all later, Fred. And Cliff Dweller. Yeah, we'll look for that. There's a Critical Mass bike ride, Nick, tonight, so look for that. We'll talk to you later.